What is good, my people, my peeps? I'm here. I am in the building. What is good? I did say on an earlier broadcast that I would, come at you on Friday, give you an update. But while I have some strength, I thought I'd come on now, today, tonight. I did a broadcast, a short broadcast from being in the hospital today. And I did that broadcast, and just for documentation, going into the system because I don't trust the system like most of us. And so I was apprehensive, but I had to um, go to the hospital today for a procedure. And I was like, I just was feeling off. It was feeling off, and I was like, you know what? The people in the hospital, most likely, most of them will be perps. Um, so if I go into this building, into this hospital room, and get prepped and ready to go into a building mostly filled with perps, who will know that I've been here? Who will know if I will be able to exit out of this facility? So I said, well, let me reach out to my people, my peeps, and show them where I'm at. Because we should still, in any way possible, stay connected to one another. And so that's what I did today. And I said that I was going to come on Friday and, broadcast and follow up with what went on today. But I decided to come on right now and broadcast because Friday, you know, who knows what's going to happen on Friday, Thursday, who knows what's going to happen, because I'm telling you, it seems like I'm just running on empty half the time, trying to maneuver through this so-called matrix. And so I want to get into why I wanted to touch base with you all. How this week actually has gone down. How strange it has truly been. And I don't know if it's been strange for you, but definitely it's been strange for me, to say the least. Pain, nanobots, bites, or bites. I probably spelled that wrong in the title. But we know about those nanos, right? You should be detoxing your body, right? Those nanos that they put in your foods and your drinks and everything that they can put into you to try to get into your system, those nanos. Yeah. Honeypot. Hospital. Well, let's talk. I hope that you can hear this broadcast. So I want to see really quick. Okay. Yeah. Hospital. Let's talk. Hmm. This week has been so very, very strange that no one can tell me. I am totally convinced that this realm that we live in, this matrix that we live in, has been intercepted or invaded. Okay, ever or however you want to be in what's going on in your reality. I just find it somewhat empowering that we as chosen ones, we as targeted individuals, have gotten front row seats to what is being played out in front of us, to what we tell the world. If you are broadcasting, that is happening about pain and nanobots and stalkers and, you know, all of the above. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I am feeling better. I am feeling better. Thank you so much. um, but I'm going to start off with this week having pain in my jaw. Now, I had already had an appointment that I had been putting off and putting off because I am really trying to be on more of a natural herbal healing process, learning about the herbs and healing my body and helping to heal others naturally. So I really run to the hospital. I think you all, if you've been following me, know the last time I went to the hospital was when I couldn't breathe and I had to get up out of there. But this particular appointment had been set, and I kept putting it off because they kept asking this one question: have you had the jab? Right? No. Emphatically, no. And do not want it. Thank you very much. So I have been putting this appointment off. But nevertheless, this week, the week of the appointment rolled around, but I had severe pain in my jaw. Tooth pain where it was, you know, resonating from. I can't tell you. But it was in my jaw. This pain was so severe that, and what's odd for me is that if you followed me, I rarely cry. I'm not really a crier. It takes a lot to make me cry, right? Okay, so I feel the pain, but I work through the pain. I keep going, I keep moving. And so I'm trying to get through the day, working. But working with the pain in tow. And so I'm like, oh my God. But then I'm feeling these in my eyes. I'm feeling like sharp, like pricks in my eyes. I'm like, what is that about? But I look in the mirror, I see nothing. And I'm like, but I'm still having this pain. And most of you all know that I rarely wear makeup. Okay. So I'm feeling this pain. This pain gets so intense that it literally brings me to tears. I'm in the bathroom running water. You know, hello, Tony. How are you doing? Let me see. I don't have my glasses on. Let me see what you're saying. Oh, yes, I'm all right. Thank you so much. I'm good. here back at this place where I call a residence. But thank you. I saw you all's comments. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. Um, so I'm in the bathroom. I'm running the water, and I'm going to tell you something that just as us as chosen ones, as target individuals, we experience different things in life, and I know for a fact that I've experienced different things, supernatural things, and not only supernatural things, but very odd things, you know, in life. And so I'm in the bathroom and I'm running this water, and this pain is just, it's in my jaw on my right hand side of my face. And so tears just start forming in my eyes. And mind you, if you've heard what I said before the tears even formed, I was feeling these sharp pricks like in the inside of my eyeballs. It was very weird, y'all. So bear with me as I tell you what happened. And so I start running the water because I don't know, water soothes me. So I like to run water or take a bath or something along that line, you know. No putting water on my face, but now, like I said, I don't cry easily. But this pain made a sister shed some tears. And as I'm running the water, I have this white washcloth in my hand, and I'm taking the washcloth and washing my face down and wiping my eyes. Then I open my eyes and I look at the washcloth like, okay, I didn't wear makeup today. And any female who has wore mascara would know, like if you wipe off mascara, you'll see it'll break off like little black, little specks almost. And you know, you could tell that the makeup is coming off your face. But I had no makeup on that day. I hadn't worn no makeup. And so I rinsed the washcloth out. And so I run it under the water again. And so I'm like washing my face, trying to soothe the pain away, right? Without taking any medication, just the water, the warmth of the water in the washcloth, trying to soothe this pain that I'm feeling away. Intense pain. So I wipe my eyes again and I look down at the washcloth and I see little black specks as if I had on mascara that day and I had not worn makeup. So I rinsed that off, and now I'm still in pain. Eyes are still running, tears are still falling. And I intentionally made sure to rinse this washcloth off. Make sure that I'm not seeing any specks, any debris. Because we've all heard of nanobots or nanobites or whatever, however you call them, nanos, that they try to incorporate in our foods. That's why I don't even buy. When I buy pepper or seasonings, I like to buy my seasonings, especially my black pepper, whole, so then I can grind it. It comes in a grinder because they incorporate these nanobots in everything. So while I'm in the bathroom, this time intentionally, I wipe my eyes with the white washcloth, and I notice these little black specks that are on the washcloth. It maybe have been one or two, and I'm like, that interests me because instantly my mind went to thinking, is this nanos that are coming out? Because my eyes felt like with inside of my eyes, like something was pricking my eyes. And I don't know if by me crying made them flush out of my eyes. And so I'm still in pain. I'm so in pain. I'm taking Tylenol, taking cheap Dollar Tree pain medications, almost to the point to where I felt sick. But these nanos are still on my mind, right? Because I see, well, I'm calling them nanos. Oh, I'm doing well. Thank you. Thank you so much. Um, and so I get, I get myself together, but I'm like, wow, that's interesting because now after I have been in the bathroom crying my eyes out, you know, my eyes no longer feel these little pricks, these little like a pinpoint prick. It was very weird to say the least. Um, and so I continue on with my day. The pain has subsided. The medicine has finally kicked in, but I knew that I cannot continue to take medicine like that. And where that pain raged from, I couldn't tell you, but it was painful to say the least. I think that ah, we get hit with so many energy weapons, so many things. So who knows where the pain raged from? So I continue on with my day. The nanos, I feel the nanos that I saw on the towel after washing my face have come out of my eyes. Good day, good day. How are you doing? I am much better. Thank you so much, Tanya. Thank you. So I'm just telling how this week has went down up until me being in the hospital. Um, so I continue on with the rest of my day. The pain has subsided. I'm thinking, okay, those must have been nanobot bites or bots or nanos or whatever we know they put nanos in our foods and things of that nature. And my eyes feel better after crying, right? And but this is so freaking weird. If you all have been on my live when I talked about a honeypot that I had met a while back, and he said he was the police. If y'all remember that live stream, he was like, "I can help you. I can make all of this stop for you." And I said, "Is this honeypot the popo? Is this the police?" So, but I never called him, and he never called me back. So that was that. But on this particular day when I felt all this pain surge through my jaw and my eyes with the pricks and seeing these little black specks, which I'm going to call them nanos, um, I'm finishing up my day, getting ready to go home. So I said, well, I'm going to grab a bottle of wine and some food, and I'm going to call it a day. Head to the house. So I come out the store. It's a little past dusk. It's almost nighttime, but you still can see. So I walk out of the store, and there's a SUV getting ready to pass the street, but it stops. And me being me, I felt that it was him. I couldn't really tell because I'm facing the headlights, not seeing the side of the SUV. I can't really tell the tires or anything like that. But I don't know what came over me in my spirit to feel that it was honey pot, my popo honey pot, right? And so I just waved, and I was going to act real crazy and dumb and keep walking. That's exactly what I did. And I kept walking, and he pulls up and rolls down the window. He said, "Oh, you're going to act like you don't see me?" And I laughed. And I said, "Oh, that is you, huh?" He says, "Yes." And literally stops his vehicle in the street. Well, not the street. You know how stores are made. In between the parking lot and the store entrance, and begins to talk. And I'm like, "Oh, well, hey, yeah. Oh, I didn't really know that that was you." Deep down, I felt it was him. And so I begin to have, like, small chit chat. So he turns off his car, his SUV, and gets out. So I'm standing there with my items in my hand, and we're talking. And hold on, what are you saying? Because I don't want to ignore you guys' comments. Nikki, was it like strings coming out of your eyes? Yes, it was. The nanos, I call them nanos because they were little black, but they were short. They were black. They look like if I had mascara on, and they were, you know how if you're a woman, or women, if you wash your face and like it looks like little blacks, um, not dots, but they were kind of long. And that's what made me wonder, what is this? This is odd. Why? Do you know something about it, Tanya? Tell me. Because I think they were nanos. I really do. Um, Coming out of my eyes. Because after I cried, the little pricking feeling, and when they came out, that it went away. So yeah, I think it was nanos coming out. But they were so small, I can't tell you if it was like a string. That's why I want to invest in like a microscope. Is it a microscope like the scientists have? It doesn't have to be that expensive, but I want to get it and be able to put it under that to really see what it was, or what. Yes, okay, yeah. I think so. Are you saying yes? It's nanobots or nanos? Because that's what I think it was. So, but this honeypot came that same day. That's why I'm telling you guys this whole story. It goes together all the way up into my going into the hospital today. Um, so now, mind you, I had pain, and that's one of the reasons why it got me a bottle of wine that night too, because I was like, I've been through it today. I'm gonna get me a bottle of wine, a little something to eat, and I'm gonna relax and call it a night. And so my honey pot, he pulls up and he gets out the car, and yes, I think so, Nikki. Yeah, I think so too. I think they were nanos. So, and I try to avoid everything, but I don't know how we get nanos in our bodies other than our foods, the air, the chemtrails. Um, I mean, they are trying to really take us out. And that's why I say we have VIP as targeted individuals, as chosen ones, because we see what is going on. We tell people that they are putting nanos in our food, and people laugh and think it's a joke. People laugh because I guess we don't have a science. We're not scientists, and we don't have all of this knowledge. But we have something. We are gifted with downloads to know that things are not right in this world. Okay, but the rest of the world will wake up late while we sit in VIP, and we have to go through the storm, you know, as guinea pigs. The guinea pigs that sound the alarm. Okay. So this honeypot, which I'm kind of confused at this point to call him a honeypot or what his exact motives are because I it threw me. Let me finish where I left off. His actions, because I'm big on actions. Words, words mean little to me. Actions. That's why I watch people's body language, their movements, their facial expressions, their eye contact. All of that is actions. You see, the words that come out of people's mouths can be just mimicking of words they've heard before, and they think that it soothes the soul. Because they can just be actors reading scripts. But that body language, ooh, how hard it is to hide. That speaks louder than words. But let me not digress. So, for me, not only your body language, but trust me, for my people that are not spiritual, your vibes, your aura, all of that I read very well, especially if you are in close proximity to me. I will pick up on your vibes no matter how hard you try to hide them. So he gets out of his vehicle in the middle of I'm not going to say street, the shopping complex, and begins to talk to me. Well, how are you doing? Are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm doing okay. You know, the small talk. Then he gives me a little hug. You know, the little pat hug that you give to people. And we continue to talk. Now, mind you, I have groceries in my hands. And so he's talking longer than I expected. And I said, well, let me put this down. And he was like, oh, okay. And so, because I was parked in front of the store, so it wasn't about 4 or 5 steps for me to go put this stuff into my car. And he pulls his vehicle into the next parking spot. So I put my items down. And then he comes around to the car. And he stands directly in front of me. He says, you sure you're okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. And then he gives me a hug. But this hug is different, you see. It's not the church hug for you people that never been to church. You know, the church hug is you tap the top of your chest, but your booty is poked out both parties. You know, how you doing? You don't want to touch too much of yourselves together. That church hug, it wasn't the church hug. And it wasn't the side hug. Like, I know you, we good. A little side hug. I don't want to be too intimate with you. So I give you a little side hug. Or if I'm trying to be a little funny, you know, because when you know somebody, you give them a good hug, It wasn't that side hug. And mind you, I had just put my items into my vehicle and I turned around and, he was standing there when he asked me, are you okay? You sure you're okay? I'm like, yeah. It's like, okay. And then he hugs me. This time, this is face to face. Pause for the intensity. He hugs me. And then he presses his cheek against my cheek on the side where I had been receiving the pain from earlier that day as he hugs me. Now, us as grown ups and us as, I don't know if you're a teen maybe listening, but you know the awkwardness of different types of hugs. But as he hugs me, there was no awkwardness. But I picked up on the gentleness of the hug, but the obviousness of him pressing his cheek against my cheek on the side where I had had the pain from earlier that day when the pain was so intense that it actually made me cry, which actually produced, in my opinion, those nanos to come out that fell upon the white washcloth after washing my face. So he gives me this hug and the cheek press, and he backs up. And I look at him. He says, "So you still have my number?" And I was like, "I think so. Do you know my name?" I did not recall his name. I saved his number under where I met him at, like I do most people, because working in the field I work at, where I meet you at, most likely that's how I'll save your name in my phone book, because there's so many, you know, Jims, Rons, you get the picture. He said, "Okay." I said, "Well, you have my number." "Yeah, I got your number." And we parted ways. Oh, well, before we parted ways, he was like, "Well, what are you getting ready to do?" I said, "I'm getting ready to go relax. I have to go out of town and I'm getting ready to get something to eat." He said, "Well, I've made some soup. Would you like to come over? I can fix you this soup for you." I was like, "No, no, no, I'd rather not." He was like, "No, it's okay if you want to. It'll bring the heat back to your body." And I was like, "No." Now, I'm mentioning the heat back to my body because that happened before. And I must mention that before I finish this broadcast. He said, "It'll bring the heat back to your body." And I was like, "Oh, no, I'm good. I'm just going to go across the street and get something to eat and, whatever. But I'll talk to you." He's like, "Oh, okay." And we departed. Now I'm skipping over some things because I want to keep this broadcast moving. But I mentioned the heat to my body because I had to go out of town to a different office, one of our offices in a different location. And when I entered that office, most office buildings, let me say this, are cold. Okay? Some people who work in offices have little miniature heaters under their desks because it's cold working, and I don't ask me why. It just is. But when I had to go out of town and work in this particular office, my goodness, guys, it was a different kind of cold. It was a kind of cold that, and mind you, I'm anemic, but when I get cold, it touches my core, and it shifts my being. It's hard to explain, but I knew something was off. Not only with that building, but the people in that building. Were off. You see, some of our gang stalkers, some of our perps, and our handlers are not. They may appear to be human. They may appear to be human. But you see the coldness of that building and the people that literally, when I got home the next day, I had to call out of work because I was supposed to be in that office again the following day. I couldn't go. We call them energy vampires, right? Because they cannot radiate the light and the warmth that we radiate. They are hollow. I'm not saying this to be dramatic. It's the truth. There are beings here that do not carry the light. And being around and it wasn't that many, maybe 4 to 5 interacting with. And trust me, they want to be around you. They drain so much of my energy that I literally could not go back down there the next day. It was as if I literally had to recharge by laying here. Literally recharge myself, my being, my light, through prayer, through the Most High God. Recharge. I felt like when you see your phone battery halfway drained. That is what I felt like. And I completely understood, and overstood that there are truly beings here that do not possess the light. And that's why I'm telling you this part of the story when I call him my honey pot, Popo honey pot. But there's something was different about this honey pot. It's something that he knows that I don't know. I don't know if he's a handler. He's not empty like the people that I just expressed to you. Because I would have known it when he gave me the hug and pressed his cheek against my cheek. I knew he was not empty, an empty vessel. or organic portal. There's something there. Evil, I can't call it. Because if he is on the other team, he's cloaking himself very well. But it brought me in the mindset of we may feel that we are down here alone, right? But I know I've mentioned that the Father says, beware of who you entertain. Because you just may be entertaining angels as well. I can tell you I feel those empty portals around me because it wreaks havoc on my being. They literally suck the life force out of me so that they can sustain themselves. These are higher beings. You will know them when you are around them. You will feel the effects on your body. But this honeypot, I call him, my popo honeypot that came out of nowhere, that came the day that I cried the nanos out of my eyes and pressed his cheek to my cheek, giving me this hug and saying things that it will make you feel that either you have a front row view to my life, to know that I was utterly freezing in a building full of empty vessels, organic portals, to know to offer me soup to bring the heat back to my body. And before he left, offering again his services. When I told him, yeah, I have your number. He says, you have my number? Yeah, I got your number. You got my number? Yeah, I got your number. He said, yeah, well, I can protect you. His services of protection. I said, no, I think that I'm protecting you by keeping you away from me. Because anyone who has no malice or any intent to harm the next human would not intentionally put them into harm's way by introducing them to this program that we know as gang stalking, community harassment. And he knows about gang stalking and community harassment because I told him the first couple of times I had talked to him. That's why I call him my popo honeypot. Before leaving, once again, he noted, I can protect you from all of this. His angle, I don't know. But it's utterly different from the empty vessels that drained my energy. And the things that he knew. because we know these organic portals, these perps and handlers know things as well because they message it to you through their indirect or direct conversation. They have, you know how it goes. But I'm trying to believe and truly paying attention to the gifts that the Most High has given me when it comes to interacting with these vessels that are walking on the earth. Who who sent you? You know, you oh, and if you are in my presence, I really get the opportunity to feel your vibe, to know who sent you. Mic check. I think I got cut off, guys. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. I think they cut my live. Hold on, let me check and see if I'm still live. I think they cut my live on me. Hold on, let me check and see if I'm still live. Okay. That is so interesting. Ah, okay. Y'all can still hear me. They cut my chat. I don't know if y'all caught that. So anyway, let me not get sidetracked. That was interesting. Bye, bye, bye. I see you. If you gotta go, you gotta go. Bye. Thank you for stopping in. Ah, okay, you still here? Okay, thank you. I'm not gonna keep y'all very long. I see they cut my check. If I get too deep, y'all, they'll cut my chat. They'll turn my chat straight black. The video. Um, but yeah. So I feel that there are not only gang stalkers amongst us, but there are people that are here that are to help us too. There are angels unaware that are here to help us as well. And it's discernment that we must build, but for me, it seems like it's more than discernment of these different vessels that are here walking amongst us. So I talked about the pain that I felt this week, the nanobots that I truly feel that came out of my eyes when I shed tears of pain. And the honey pot that came out of nowhere. That's that's what gets me. They come out of nowhere and then they vanish again into nowhere, right? And then my hospital stay. Well, it wasn't a stay. I went in today and I'm back out. I'm back at home. I am okay. I'm doing better. Like I said, I had to put off this. I kept putting off this procedure because I didn't want to go into their facility, especially when they kept asking me about a doggone jab. No, I didn't. And I'm not going to get it. Um, and I did not get it. I think that we are monitored on a level. Some of us, I'm not going to say all of us are, but some of us are monitored on a higher levels than others. Hmm. This is not trying to be like, I'm better than you. It just is what it is. Even if you believe in the Most High God, He has order and there are ranks in His kingdom. You see? Oh no, I won't get it. I'm not getting that at all. Don't worry. No worries, Tanya, no worries. um, there's order. You know how people say, I'm number one, or football teams say, I'm number one. We are number one. Oh, then you have order in the kingdom of the Most High God, where you have Michael, the archangel, and angels under him. And there's always rank order. So, with that being said, I want to say to you all that we might be far apart or near, but not close enough to be together. There's an army of perps. There's armies of handlers that have been sent out amongst us. But there are archangels, protectors that have also been sent out amongst us. So when you feel that you can't run and talk to your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, it may just be the neighbor, not always the perp, the stranger. It's not always going to be the perp. Or for me, it may be the pot. And not always the perp. But the thing is, You have to watch their actions, not only their tactics. Because we all know, as chosen ones, as targeted individuals, we know their tactics, right? Yeah, we know their tactics. But we got to watch their actions as well. So let me see what you guys are saying. So, you know what, Tanya? That is really big for me. Detox. Pine needles. How do you use pine needles? Pine needle soup? Or let me see what you're saying. 3 times a day has a cup of tea. Pine needle tea. Okay. Yeah, so uh, I'm just I'm glad you mentioned that, Tanya, about the pine needles and the detox, because I mentioned on here many times of people, of chosen ones, as targeted individuals, finding your purpose in life, what God would have you to be and do, and being on a health journey, even though we are in a toxic world. But like I said, as chosen ones, as targeted individuals, we have the front row seats to know about these nano bots and bites. We thank you. What you just said, Tanya, you taking the words out of my mouth. you you taking the words out of my mouth, sister. These nanos and these Magellans that people think it's a game because it's not happening to them. I've seen, that's why I say I think and I know that they were nanos when I cried out this week. People speak about Magellan's fibers coming out of their skin. It's real. All of those, what do they call when the planes fly over the trying to terraform this planet into their perfect environment, but it won't work. Chemtrails that fall. Yes, thank you. Those chemtrails that fall, they they have other things inside of them besides changing the weather, helping to aid in their HARP experiments. Some people get Magellans through the chemtrails that fall into their skin. But we know that the system is not set up for healing your bodies. No. I might have been on that hospital bed ready to go in. No, not to be healed. To see actually if their plan is working. This is my thoughts. Because I got a clean bill of health, but I know something is still not right. They gave me a clean bill of health. You're okay. You're just fine. But if you've been observant of your own body, you would know if you feel just fine. Sometimes they want you to come into their laboratories just to see, are drugs working? When will they succumb? Right? Well, that's a path that I want to be on, of bringing items to this community of healing. Yeah, learning. And when I think about it, it seems so overwhelming to learn all of the different herbs and what God has created for our healing. But it's something that intrigues me, because there's nothing, and I mean absolutely no disease, that cannot be healed. And you say, how do you know, Nicole? How do you know, Nikki Nicole? Because my father says the herbs heal the nations. Dr. Sebi flicked them a middle finger, a big fat middle finger, when they said, oh, AIDS cannot be healed. And he went out and got herbs and concoctions together and cured AIDS. And they took him smooth to court. Smooth to court. He's practicing medicine without a degree. We don't need degrees. Let me say that one more time. We do not need degrees as people of this earth plane. We have dominion. But I'm not a doctor, so let me just put that out there. But a herbalist? Yeah. A herbalist to heal the nations? Let me see. What is that? On one of the channels, they made nano blankets. Buckets? Really? What do those buckets do? I mean, all around our environments, even in your homes, the air you breathe is toxic. Everything. They just imagine how strong of a people we are, that they have to poison everything. Everything to try to take you down. Get you out of here. Well, at least your physical being, your avatar. So I know these people want to hold me down because they know what I want to do. Not just for me, for you as well. Know about the right foods to eat and making them delicious. You know, we have been so programmed to think that healthy foods are nasty and have no flavor, and all of the sloppy burgers and bacon and all of that is the way to go. And your lobsters, crabs, and shrimp, all of the bottom feeders to clean up the sewage of the oceans are the creme de la creme. You're rich now. Look at you with your lobster towers. Lies. You've been fed. They know if we regenerate these avatars that we're in, as long as that we're in them here in this realm, the moves we could make, the moves we could make. Who runs this world? not girls. You know, that's who runs the world. The children of the Most High God, the chosen ones, the TIs. We run this realm. We have dominion. But we are sick from the pollutions of this world. And until the time comes when the whole world will start to detox, we must start with ourselves. And that is one of my missions. So let me see. That's right. Don't believe what they tell you, know how you feel. That's right. Oh my goodness. We might have to write a book, Tanya. Yes, this is actually an excellent bath to take. 2 cups of salt and 2 cups of borax and 2 cups of Epsom salt in a bath. Now, I do know this type of bath is good for radiation, detoxing from radiation. We are radiated constantly, my people, my peeps. It is good for also taking out nanodes. Restoring the body. The Epsom salts restores the body with some minerals. This is actually on point. Very good. Yes, it does help, and it's very good to take at night because it's also relaxing if you deal with a lot of stress. If you live in the city still, because that's abundance of stress. Um, Along on top of what we go through day to day. Um, and adding nature around you. We we we're we as people we're so quick to keep adding all of this electronics around us without incorporating nature, plants, flowers. Add that to your environment. When I was coming up, I remember my mom used to have plants and all of this and that. And when I would try to have plants in my house, I would always kill them because I didn't know how to take care of them. And then I started telling myself, oh, I don't have a green thumb, meaning I can't take care of plants. But yes, you can. And if they die, you just keep trying to learn them because you have to learn them just like you have to learn a partner in a relationship, just like the farmer has to learn the land. Being taken away from nature and nurture, well, that's being taken away from the Most High who's giving you nature and nurture, right? Gotta learn to reconnect and heal ourselves and make the foods we eat the bomb. The bomb. Delicious. Medicine for the soul. going back to what we knew. Even if stores continue to pop up on each corner of each neighborhood, you and I, as chosen ones, as targeted individuals, should still have in our repertoire the items to heal yourself, the knowledge to heal yourself and provide that healing for your families, especially if you're a mother, providing the nutrients for your family. If you're the one in the kitchen cooking, well, cook with real love. And that's the health and the nutrients that your family needs. If you're a nursing mother, just not long ago, the shelves were empty because they didn't have any Similac. And the mothers were panicking because they've been taken away from their natural selves of breastfeeding, having their natural production of milk, and looking outward for help instead of looking inward and nourishing their bodies, themselves, so that they can nourish their children. Hell, a mother can nourish a whole family if necessary from simple breast milk. And I know people are like, "Oh my God, that's utterly disgusting, Nikki." But you sit here and you drink cow's milk from a whole other creature and call that normal. Well, there was a lady on a boat of survivors, refugees, coming from Hades to the Americas, a nursing mother who kept everyone on that boat alive simply from her breast. So whatever they caught, they found, they fed her. Whatever they caught, they found in that ocean, they fed her. Oh, why, you may ask? Because she fed them from her milk. We have been so destroyed as people, not understanding the blessings that we actually possess. So, what you say, Tanya? Pine needles, hydrate. Let me see. Charcoal. Oh, yes. Yes, we definitely have to get together. I mean, I know some of you may know, Tanya's on it, uh, some of these tricks of the trade, but we all need to know them, and we all need to have, charcoal, activated charcoal in our cabinets. And don't, oh, the gang stalkers, we're not worried about them. Tell them to take some while they come in. Put a note on the bottle. Take two and call me in the morning. No, we're not afraid of them. Get that in your head. They're afraid of us. They are afraid of us. And imagine if we are as healthy as we could be, how they tremble in their boots. how they tremble. So I just wanted to touch base with you all and let you guys know that I'm good. Just have to take care of some things, and I want you all to take care of yourselves while we walk in this planet we call Earth, the third rock from the sun. So I'm just looking above and see if I missed anybody saying anything. Okay. We must be on a journey not only to advise and warn and help people understand this program. We must be also on a journey to provide knowledge when it comes to helping people who may have health issues, who may be stricken with, um, what did Tanya say earlier, Magellans and Nanos and Magellans and things of that nature that you rarely hear targeted individuals talk about. Are they shamed because no other targeted individuals are talking about it? The other targeted individuals, the chosen ones, are only talking about the directed energy weapons and I got a headache. My heart is pumping, They're not talking about the nanos and the Magellans. Nah, maybe they don't want to think, oh, that person got nanos. Is that the new AIDS? The new keep away from me? That person got Magellans. Well, they're trying to take that person out. For sure, for sure. But there's things to help these people not only overcome, but maybe have to manage their Magellans, getting rid of these nanos with these baths, salt, Epsom salt baths, and what else were you saying down here? The Epsom salts and the charcoal, pulling out these toxins. That's what activated charcoal does. Pulls out medicines that are not needed in your body. But I must give this disclaimer. I am not a medical physician. But you do your own research. Money that is made here is made off of big pharma. Big pharma is making money because somebody's making you sick. And if everybody was healed and good to go, well, then you wouldn't have big pharma, would you? But you guys should know this by now. The money is not in the cure, it's in the disease. So we're going to beat them at their own game. Because not only are we going to put them on Front Street, about what they've done and what they continue to do to average citizens. Yes, whistleblowers like myself. We can teach these people how to be healthy, live happy, and still be prosperous in this world, on this flat plane that we call Earth, in this simulation that some call the Matrix. Well, we just may know how to beat the game. Thank you so much. That's right. They are putting nanos in bottled water. Not just the nanos in bottled water. You get particles of plastics that break away from the bottled water, from the water sitting in the plastic bottle. So your body is fighting. I mean, it's working overtime for you all. It's time for you to pay back your this avatar, this body. If you don't treat your car right, you don't take it in for a tune-up or oil change, new tires, you just keep rolling down the street, what do you think gonna happen? You live in a house, you never clean it, you never sweep the gutters, mow the lawn, you just go in and out, never take the garbage out. What do you think is gonna happen to that house? It's gonna become funky, stank, rot. It's gonna take over. Weeds will soon start popping out of the walls and the ground. It's going to become overran. The roof will soon collapse because you haven't taken care of it. Your vessel, your home, your house is the same. It's one and the same. But these gang stalkers, these perps, they are like a con man coming to your home and you tell them, my floor needs to be fixed. And they say, oh no, just put this carpet over it. It'll be okay. Just patchwork it. No, we're not patchworking nothing here. The buck stops here. Yeah, we taking over. Not only from what we see and letting them know, hey, I see you, but we taking over our health and our prosperity. We are no longer broken. We will not tell ourselves those lies anymore. We will not feed our mental with the lies and the deception of the enemy. We will heal our bodies, minds, souls. And with that being said, I am out and much, much love. What are you saying, Lisa? Yes, that is good. Around energy. That's another thing. Fasting. That's, you know, before I sign off, I'm sign off again in a few seconds. Fasting. Fasting is key as well. No, you got to push away from the table. That's right. Push yourself away from the table. Stop putting stuff down your throat to eat. Give your body a break from some of these nanobots. So when I come back live, when I come back on the channel, we'll have to bring people on. We got to start sharing and expressing to one another what we know, how to get through. Not just the enemy we can't see that are you feel that are shooting these energy weapons. But talking to one another about what is Magellan's? How do you know if you have it? What causes it? If you get it, how do you deal with it? What is nanos? Some things our physical people are dealing with as chosen ones, as targeted individuals that we need to bring to the forefront. We don't care if these people, they watch us anyway. They watch you. They know if you're trying to heal your own body without even broadcasting it to the world. So what if you broadcast it? And that's what I'm going to do. Broadcast it to the world. A healing journey for the chosen ones and the targeted individuals. And once again, I'm out. And much, much love.